Good morning, Domine. You certainly took your time today. Funerals are awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. Fortunately, there are a lot of mundane, everyday tasks for you to take care of today. We have some outstanding debts. There's the issue of inheritance. The kitchen needs to know what you wish to eat today. Oh, and the carpet you have ordered has arrived. The mourners, they require their due payment. Additionally, one of them has severely injured herself during the funeral. She is in need of medical attention. As you wish. A slight understatement. His library and his 2 summer villas belong to you now. But the rights need to be officially transferred before we can do anything with them. A wise choice. The sooner we complete these rituals, the better. It is boar season, we should buy a few and keep them in stock. Flavius says the mussel harvest was pretty good too, if you fancy seafood. Last but not least, I can order a variety of fruits for you. I'll see if I can find some. You haven't? That's bizarre. Well, they have brought it to the study. We shall inspect the item. Perhaps it was intended for someone else. I'll bring a generous amount to give us some room for negotiation.
Excuse me.
Do you try to purchase all of the women you encounter? Really? What's the current going rate for an arrogant Roman legatus these days? Nonsense. Let us negotiate. I'm sure I can provide you with something you desire. This is a friendly visit. After all of the things we've been through, I thought you would like the opportunity to establish a more solid relationship. Over some food, perhaps. But this room is a bit too crowded. Let us dismiss your servants. I do not like attention.
One of the mourners arrived, Cineros. They still want their... Oh. Who is this lovely young woman? You didn't tell me you have a lady friend as a guest? You... What now? Why didn't you tell me? I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I simply wasn't informed. Does she understand our language? Of course she does. The place is a mess. Cineros, we need to go to the marketplace immediately. Tell the cooks I'll be instructing them today. Our guest is a queen. The feast should be royal. I shall make a list of all the guests. Cato should be
That is quite unnecessary. I would prefer to have a private conversation.
You don't want to eat? That is out of the question. A full stomach is the prime ingredient of good company. Are you not hungry, Your Majesty?
I would not turn down your hospitality, but I'd rather have a private meeting with your son. There are myriad things we have to discuss. Of political nature, of course.
But of course. Forgive my foolishness. Whatever you wish, Your Highness.
I don't know. What should we do?
What? I'll be.
I'm rather used to the risk of being poisoned.
The stablemaster had 2 horses in need of nutrition.
Your mother is a bit tense. Are all Roman women like that? people do tend to panic in my presence. But you are different, aren't you? The rich revere, the poor panic. This is a nice place. I like your little garden. I do miss our sunsets, though. Do you miss the desert? Indeed. Why do you think that should be the case? If the sun races to the end of the world, does it wait to put on a different show in every land? A poetic soul. You are full of surprises. Shall we continue this conversation over dinner? I am famished. That was terrible in every single way that could possibly be expressed. You mean to say it's my fault? I suppose it is. The wine is great, though. Shall we finish this flask together in a more private setting? I think I'd like to sample some other Roman delicacies. That was a once-in-a-lifetime invitation. But, as you wish.
Do you need me?
Salve. I see you're on your way out. Glad I caught you. I wish I could say I was just dropping by for a cordial visit. However, I was in fact asked to come here by your friend. Julia Callida has got herself into a great deal of trouble, and she has beseeched me to lend her my legal counsel. I told her I would represent her as a favor to you, if you are willing to owe me. For reasons that will become apparent, your friend is forced to maintain a low profile at the moment. She has chosen a discreet meeting spot, near the market. Please meet us there today, and she will explain the details of her predicament.
The great Gaeso Quinctius Aquilinus. Your reputation precedes you. They tell me you're here on business. So, let's discuss business. Indeed. I think I know who you're talking about. You seem to have an inexplicable soft spot for this girl. Curious, it matters a lot. The price of an item depends on its value. Value can be very subjective. To me, for example, she is all but worthless. But she is the mother of your child. Isn't that right? That makes her more valuable to you than you can afford, I'm afraid. Indeed. Your rich patrician friend, the conqueror of Africa. His vineyard has risen to quite a bit of fame over these past few years. The chance to make a competitor go bankrupt. Now, That is valuable to me. I have both money and time. Salve, Legate. I hope you have been informed as to the nature of our potential transaction. Good. That will save us time. For this transaction, I will need a relatively hefty fee due to the sentimental value of the commodity. I'm thinking I can be persuaded to part with Lucia, the sewer in question, in exchange for, say, half your vineyards. How does that sound?
What? That is insane! It's not a fair price for anything! Surely you won't go ahead with this, Legate.
It's called negotiation. Of course, you are free to make a counteroffer, but I should remind you, as the owner of the object of desire, I have the advantage in this game.
The price you demand is excessive. Demanding an overwhelmingly high price for a commodity of a certain value is illegal.
Now, if you believe the law is on your side, you can take this to the Senate. Otherwise, I have made my offer. I see. And let me guess. The easy way is I just hand over my valuable assets to you for nothing, and the hard way is what? You attack me in my own villa?
What are you doing? I can't... This would lower us to his level. It would turn us into criminals.
Stupid move. There are only two of you, and no time for regrets.
By Jupiter. What have we done? We have killed a citizen of Rome. I agree, but it wasn't up to us to deliver justice.
Please don't be so harsh on yourselves, Dominique. You've saved my life today. And the life of my daughter.
I hope you're right, Lucia. Go pick your girl up and take her to my friend's villa.
As you wish, Dominus.
Just Kaiser, please. Thank you for being here for me.
Hercules! What have you done? Silvius!
Who are you? Why did you kill that man? I assure you I do not. Why have you come here? Well, that does not sound like something I would do. How long ago was this? Listen, I'm certain we can come to some sort of agreement. You are bereaved. Do you seek compensation?
Get your hands off me! witch killed Silvius! She's mad! Stop her!
You want to try me too? I will kill you all if I must.
Save yourselves! Get the lictors! Get anyone! Save yourselves!
We're nearly done. Go! Get the last one!
Don't hurt me, please!
I would never. Find your clothes and get out.
Our personal supply of Minerva's wisdom.
We are being summoned to appear at the court.
Shall I send for a few
You have
more
committed
barrels
a
of
criminal
vinegar? If
offense,
they have any left,
or so they claim.
it is becoming a rare commodity. these
Someone
days.
must have suffered because of something you did. Frankly, there's no way to know unless we visit the magistrate. It is best not to ignore these things. The court may think of your silence as an acceptance of guilt. If you find yourself near the forum, you should talk to the magistrate. I will meet you there. Despite all of our efforts, he did really position himself well politically. I would not be surprised to see him become a consul soon. Then we should get ready for a disaster of epic proportions. I certainly wish you had found a less illegal and immoral way to eliminate our chief competitor. But I will accept that this can only be good for business. Kaiser will make a good business partner, I believe. We will supply him well with our finest wine and give him the best possible conditions to succeed.
Trouble? My wife is a trade.
It can't hurt. She is said to...
I love your dress. Where did you get it?
Well,
Thank you. It was purchased from Iomachia's clothing market in Pompeii.
I must arrange to...
Salve, Domine. How can I be of assistance? That's right. Do you know my father? Ah, I see. If you'll wait here a moment, I'll fetch him for you.
Legate, it's good to see you out of your uniform again. How is civilian life treating you this time? Indeed I have. My family must eat. It has been better, but it has also been worse. There will always be people in need of horseshoes and kitchen pots. She is the youngest of the clutch. I tell her she should find a nice rich patrician boy to marry, but she insists she enjoys helping me sell what I make. For you, it would have to be something prestigious. Tell me, have you heard of a Parazonium? The very same. You have managed just fine through 2 campaigns without it, but if nothing else, I'd say you've earned the right to wield such a blade. What say you? I can sell you one that you'll be proud to show off. To tell you the truth, I have one almost finished. It was ordered for the scion of another patrician house who was going to be a tribunus under Crassus. The young fool bedded the wrong girl and was stripped of his military commission, and the order was cancelled. If you'll wait for an hour, I will personalize it for you and finish the work. Ah, good, you're back. The Parazonium is finished. I engraved your initials on the hilt and got it nice and sharp for you. A well-tempered and carburized blade, if I do say so myself. It was good to see you again, Legate, but if that'll be all, I must get back to work.
That is almost twice the price I normally pay.
Blame the war in Egypt. The price will fall again soon now that it is over.
What good will that do me when I need it tonight?
My wife's family dreads the next census. I'm certain they will not be allowed to remain in their...
That's right. You told me they had lost their cattle over the winter.
Our way. Thank you for coming. Hopefully this matter will be resolved quickly.
Temples will be
An admirable quality fit for a true Roman. This is about your servus, Secundus. It seems that last night he got quite drunk. In his intoxicated state, he got into a fight with another servus.
With all due respect, Domine, that's hardly the most relevant question we can ask here.
On the contrary, it's actually a surprisingly relevant question. Not only did he win, he broke the other man's arm.
Oh.
There's not much to say. The evidence is irrefutable. The other servus was severely injured, costing his dominus valuable labor. Furthermore, there are criminal charges. This kind of violence is not to be tolerated. The sentence for the first offense will be mandatory. In total, this means you will have to pay 200 denarii to the offended dominus and 100 denarii to the state. Do you contest this ruling?
This is ill-advised.
On what basis are you contesting the ruling? Well, it is a relevant question, actually. Witnesses claim there was a heated exchange and some distasteful claims about the profession of your mother. No matter what the reason is, there is loss of labor. Perhaps some damage was still caused. There's nothing to be gained by resisting legal institutions. Perhaps some damage was still caused. Enough talking. My decision is made. You've made a good case, and your arguments are solid. I can't ignore the damage your service has caused, but you will receive a reduced sentence. This time.
I must hire 6 serwi to take an ox cart to Suessa and pick up a mill grind.
Domine.
I've taken care of the payment. There's just one more matter we need to address. Secundus himself. An interesting decision. I will see to it that he's trained properly.
Domine.
I do house calls in the evenings.
My cousin was at Alexandria, you know, on one of Italia's...
You look like you've been sleeping poorly.
How did they manage to take the city?
It's kind of...
Fine.
There he is, the man of the hour.
I need your help. They will kill me. I need someone to defend me at the court tomorrow.
He's only got worse. We had to leave him with the Medici at the...
It's a long story. What do you want to know?
I will pray for him at the Temple of Apollo Medicus tonight.
Feels like a lifetime ago. Before I joined the Legion, I killed my husband. Sort of. People were looking for me, and I was on the run. I could have found other places to hide, but I chose the Legion because the life appealed to me. Then Lucullus, he saw me for what I truly was. And he allowed me to be that person. That was the first time I experienced freedom. And freedom to die on my own terms, knowing that whatever happens to me is because of my decisions. It's not that easy. No matter how far I try to run, my past keeps catching up with me. Julius Calidus is a warrior of renown in the Legion, and he has slain countless men. He's a hero. Julia Calida has slain only one man. She is a murderer. And whenever I enter Rome, I turn back into Julia, the husband killer. He was an extremely controlling man. I couldn't leave the villa except in his company. Everything about how I dressed, who was allowed to visit me, all was decided by him. I couldn't live that way. We fought about it all the time. One of those fights took place atop the grand staircase. It got very... I was the one who decided to involve you in this mess. You deserve the full story. This whole thing is their fault. When my brother Aulus finally invited me to dinner, I thought everything was going to be fine. Not exactly. They were setting me up for another marriage. Can you believe it? Everything was fine at first, and Aulus was speaking up for me. Now that my father is dead, he is pater familias after all. Then suddenly, this ridiculous mule walks in. Burienus Crispus. Hey, not fair. But... I don't know. Am I a woman who kills her husbands? Is this who I am?
So far, you've killed only one husband. I believe, statistically speaking, that counts as an outlier.
Rome. Look. I am a murderer. And I thought we were over this with my family, but... pretty much. The moment I refused this new marriage they set up for me, Mother turned me in. I barely escaped. I never know what to do when I'm in Rome. There will be a hearing tomorrow where they will try me for the murder of my late husband. I may be sentenced to death. I need Cicero to advocate on my behalf.
Matricide. It's a difficult situation. Was he a particularly cruel man?
Not by Roman standards.
I would certainly not use that line in front of the public. Please answer my question.
He was a bit full of himself, but actually he didn't really do anything bad to me.
He didn't even whip you a little bit?
You think he could have?
Indeed not. A pity. This makes defense difficult. I didn't say that. I welcome the challenge, but you will owe me a great deal.
What?
True. Of course, it doesn't matter legally if you're married or not. But correct me if I'm wrong, it's Callida's family who stands as her accusers. The reason for their outrage doesn't seem to be the untimely death of her late husband, but her refusal to remarry to someone equally wealthy and powerful. If you get married to each other, though, well, you are certainly wealthy and your political star is clearly rising.
This is not the way I imagined you'd ask the question, but, of course I want this.
An unexpected solution to the problem. Congratulations. Have a happy marriage.
Do you need me? The Queen of Egypt, in my living room. Oh, it's such a shame she had to leave so soon. Imagine the gossip.